Hello, Brad. You're very prompt today. OBS says I've only been live for 3 minutes, so yeah, very quick with that. Yes, you are definitely the first one here. It's only going to be a short one today. Might only go for a couple of hours, just because I want a little bit of a break, and it'd been nice to have my evening to myself for once. But, I was actually thinking of just not streaming at all, but then I figured I'm not streaming tomorrow, as I said yesterday, because I'm going out for dinner with my dad. So I might as well still stream tonight, but like I say, it'll probably just be a short one. Today we're playing CK3 again, as usual, just continuing the game. I was watching back the VOD of last night's stream though this morning, and I was a little bit disappointed to see that the game was laggy. Or the footage was laggy, rather. I had no idea it looked like that, but it clearly did because, well, yeah, it's there on the VOD, it's video proof. I'm a little bit disappointed at that because I thought my stream was looking crystal clear and perfect now. I thought clicking VSync was, like, the magic fix-all button that seemed to fix everything, and now it was fine. Perfectly alright, not streaming when you don't feel like it is also acceptable. Yeah, after all, this isn't a job. And, I'm certainly not big enough that I'm, like, expected to stream. Also, I didn't notice a single bit of lag yesterday. Maybe it's only in the VOD then. Because, yeah, like, I was watching the VOD and there was the odd bit where it looked perfectly fine, 60 FPS, but then for the most part, just like moving around, it was slightly laggier. Either that or you have a finer eye for lag than me. Nah, I don't think I do. I'm not very picky with lag normally, it's just that I did notice it on the VOD and it was pretty clear. I want to just have a little quick check again before I start today's stream. If I find an example of what I'm talking about, I'll share my screen as well. Here it is. Yeah, watch video. I'll just put it in a random bit. I know you can't see it yet, I'm just checking for myself. Is it playing? No, it's not. Come on, Twitch. It's probably a little bit dodgy trying to watch a VOD while streaming. I have to have a look at that VOD myself to find out. Like, I'm watching it right now, and like I say, it looks fine, but I reckon, like, in a minute it is probably just going to lag. Let me just see this. A notification popped up then, and that didn't look too crisp, to be honest. That, like, sort of lagged into existence. Whatever, it's not the end of the world. It is clearly still watchable, and like you say, you didn't even notice it, so I'm just going to act like I didn't notice anything either. However, like I was saying before, I did try turn off the VSync button today, and I want to see if I still have the lag which I did before a few days ago. So I'm just going to put it on the game screen, and we're going to play around with this and see how it looks. You'll probably be able to tell straight away if it is laggy. And if it is, it'll probably be the same issue I had a few days ago, where it is, it's not just a subtle bit of stuttering, it is very, very laggy, like slideshow presentation type thing. But if I don't have that, then that's still fine. That's interesting. Is it doing it now? Today it seems quite laggy to me. Yeah, I turned VSync off again. I just tabbed back into the stream. Let me move around a bit, because I have to be quick to try and catch it myself to tab out. Yeah, it is doing it again. So if I turn VSync back on, let's see how that looks now. I'll probably have to refresh my stream as well. See, yeah, no, it looks fine now. So it's just VSync, magic button. Well, if it wasn't just me imagining it, and there is actually a tiny bit of lag, like I noticed on the VOD, then I'll just have to live with it, because I clearly can't turn off VSync to try and fix it, because that just makes things worse. Oh, I need to put the game audio on as well, don't I? Hang on, what window am I looking at? Here it is. Skipped around in yesterday's VOD a little, I still don't see any lag, but I don't know. Okay. Well, it was only like the most subtle amount. It just wasn't a solid 60 FPS the entire time. I first saw it on my phone, so I was thinking maybe it's just because I'm watching it on my phone, so I don't have the best quality anyway. But I rewatched a bit on my desktop earlier, and I did see the same thing. But let's not dwell on that. It's not that big of an issue. Oh yeah, last night we renamed the kingdom from Brittany to Cornwall again because I want us to be the king of Cornwall. No other reason than that. It's just purely aesthetic. We could play around and make a custom coat of arms as well. However, I was thinking about that earlier, and I think I'll only do that after we've taken England, because I want to try and make a sort of fun-looking Celtic one which incorporates Cornwall, Ireland, Scotland, maybe Wales and England, just mash them all together, sort of like the real British royal standard, you know, the one with like England, Scotland, yeah, that one, quartered, but obviously we want England first before we can include it on the banner. Lines about legacy. The latest work of my acquaintance Duke Arnfast, the Duke of Bergslagen. Bergslagen? Oh, he is the random Swede, which I made an alliance with late last night in a desperate bid to have more men to take on Francia, which, as you can see, did work out fine. We did retake Ulster. I think you'd already been long gone by that point, Brett, so you didn't see that. But yeah, we did reclaim Ulster after losing it. Genuinely, I'm a little bad at spotting subtle lag because I'm used to constant subtle lag because I often leave my PC on for 2 weeks at a time, which leads to all sorts of subtle to not so subtle lag. Well, that might be it then. Yeah. I'll have to wait and see till anyone else joins and get more opinions on it. But for now, I'll just assume it's okay. Yeah, so the latest work of my acquaintance Duke Arnfast, who is our ally, has become all the rage at court of late. The piece deals with memory and what we leave behind, and Arnfast has publicly dedicated it to me, the memoriam of a king. What man does not hope to rest when tired, no matter his wealth and treasure acquired? 'Tis rare enough for men to admit that their deeds leave those left after split. What? That their deeds leave those left after split. Okay. So far I've kept my thoughts to myself. I usually just go for the truly heartfelt one because there's no point making an enemy if you don't... if he's not already your rival. So yeah, we'll just take the piety for that, that's fine. We think it's truly heartfelt. I don't think we have any really major set goals for today, we're just going to keep chipping away at England. I really expected to finish off England yesterday, but yesterday was not as productive as the day before, so we really didn't accomplish anything at all. I think all we took yesterday was these 2 counties, and I guess you can also include the fact we reclaimed Ulster. But other than that, it was quite an uneventful stream. Just a lot of reading and a lot of chatting, but that's still fine. Oh, hello, a United Kingdom? Recent affairs have left King Oshir as the sole serious contender to the English throne. Though not all yet willingly bow to the exultant monarch, it can at least be said that England is, in spirit, whole again. Ah, yeah, so when I ended the stream last night, England was in a war to finish off the Danelaw once and for all. The Danelaw, of course, having been chipped all the way down to just the West Riding, and it looks like England have finally put an end to it. Stability for England at last. Probably not for long, because now it's our turn to eat them instead. However, the de jure map is back to normal here. There is no more Danelaw. Danelaw is dead. But anyway, what have you been up to today, Brett? Have you had a good day or anything eventful happen for you? Whenever I watch you play CK3, I immediately wish to play Planetary Annihilation, because CK3 is interesting to me in theory, but Planetary Annihilation is the most complicated I can handle, lol. I was thinking, what if, as a one-off, like, if I did a stream of CK3 where I didn't want to keep playing, like, this campaign or something, just as a one-off, I did a pure and genuine tutorial for all the people that, like, watch and don't know what the game is, or don't understand what's happening. I could try and boil it down to a genuine, complete beginner's tutorial stream. It'd probably kill me to do it, because I'm not the best at doing tutorials, and I already struggle to explain the odd thing here and there when I'm streaming like normal, so to dedicate an entire stream to explaining the game from the bottom up would be difficult. That said, when I was still playing CK2 a few years ago, before CK3 came out, I did teach maybe 4 of my friends, from the bottom up, how to play Crusader Kings 2. And that was pretty tiring, if I'm honest. But I did it, so clearly there's something there. We can ransom Duke Guy, apparently. Duke Guy the Impaler, the Duke of Spoleto. Inbred and one-legged, what a fun character. We could wait for the full 100, and he is making a decent bit of money, so you know what, we will. Let's wait till he has 100 gold. We don't care about making the Duchy of Man. The current Count, or Ban Marar, can do that herself, I guess. We're not going to waste money on that. We can also usurp the Kingdom of Wales, which we don't want to do because, like we said yesterday, that's just going to be one more kingdom title we'd have to worry about on succession. We already have to be paranoid about losing 3 kingdoms. We don't need a 4th one to add to that list. But you talking about Planetary Annihilation, Brat, it did get me wondering, because I am open to streaming more games. Sure, I've fallen into a bit of a pit of only streaming CK3 lately. But I do like the idea of streaming other games, especially other strategy games, so maybe one day I will actually stream Planetary Annihilation, and I can try and get into it live on stream. You'd also probably be able to help me out then, which could be fun. Would you be interested in such a stream? Well, we're going to receive homage from our vassal here, good. A new Duke of Munster, I guess. No, it is Jarl Roggenwalder, that's the same one we had last night. We haven't died since, either, so I guess he was just reaffirming his vow as a vassal. I taught several people Planetary Annihilation, and they have all eventually become better than me, because apparently I'm quite bad at that game, it turns out. You'd definitely be interested. I'll definitely keep that on the, keep that in mind then. Didn't know what I was saying then. Just going to make some homemade burgers, then I be here. Alright, that sounds cool, Godslayer. Glad to have you again. Sorry I didn't catch your stream live today, by the way. I was watching another stream which I was waiting 2 weeks for to happen, so I really didn't want to miss it. It's because Victoria Free by Paradox, same people that make CK3, they've got a new title coming out on the 25th of October. It's Victoria Free. And they've been doing bi-weekly streams doing different gameplay footage videos, so I just really wanted to see more gameplay of that, honestly. It was a unique perspective because it's set in the Victorian period, so the 1800s, and they were playing as Egypt, so of course I wanted to see it because that's, you know, not a normal European colonizer perspective. That is a more indigenous perspective, I guess. What do we want to take now? Oh, we'll finish taking the Overseer tree here, because we got all I wanted from Gallant. I don't know how into multiplayer strategy you are, but I always like to find more people to play Planetary Annihilation against. I mean, I'll be honest, I do tend to stick to single player for any game, maybe especially strategy games, but I wouldn't be entirely opposed to the idea of at least trying it. And I'd be perfectly happy if trying it was against someone like you, someone I at least know. But I have played it before. It's not like I'd be going in totally blind if I did a stream. However, it has been years since I first played it, so maybe it's changed a lot since then. I just remember when it first came out, I was really attracted to the idea of having a strategy game like that where it's, you know, you control your units on the ground, but then it's also across different planets, and you could, like, launch nukes at each other and stuff like that. I loved how quickly and how big it could escalate. And I imagine that's still a very big part of it, because that was, like, one of their unique selling points. Yeah, like I say, I'll definitely consider that for a stream, then. At the very least, we can do it as a trial, or we can just try it one stream, and then if I like it, we can do more. Yeah, that's so cool. I love the game because of that, mainly too. It's, yeah, like I say, it is a bit of a unique selling point for them. There aren't many other strategy games which tackle that similar sort of scale and pace, I guess. Like, there's a lot of space-based strategy games which are like between planets and stuff, but those aren't really RTSs like Planetary Annihilation, where you're controlling units and having battles. They're more just managing, almost like a Paradox game. You just have the armies and you have the planets and you manage them. Who do we want to be Chancellor? I think it's gotta be Prince Alfmar here, because he's good at the job and he's a vassal, so... There was a couple of other disgruntled guys which we need to give jobs, but they will have to wait, because I'm quite happy with our current council, I think. Yeah, I definitely don't want to piss off this guy because he has a lot of men. And I also don't want to piss off this guy because he has a lot of men, so they're definitely keeping their jobs. And then, like I explained last night, I like my Spy Master to just be competent, regardless of if they are a vassal or not. I don't know if you ended up noticing the Titans expansion they brought out a couple of years ago. It introduced, among other things, the idea of destroying entire planets. I think I might have heard of that, but I'd never tried it myself. That does sound pretty incredible. And I think the fun thing about that is that wouldn't necessarily even mean a game over, would it? Because like the biggest maps you can play could have multiple planets. So by the time you're at that point, your opponent could already have, I guess, colonized other planets, so the game wouldn't even end. Sure, it'd be a very, very heavy blow to them, but... That said, I can't remember what the objectives are. With a game like Planetary Annihilation, I imagine there's one mode where it is just kill every last unit, which is probably a very tedious one. I know some strategy games have a mode like that. My Spy Master has accused my vassal, Lord Rufon, of having an extramarital affair with his lover, Countess Sinigith. Whatever, we don't really care about that. A vassal in the Kingdom of England? With my vassal? Bit of a Romeo and Juliet thing going on here. From two different kingdoms, both rivals. Love has sprouted. Or, well, I guess blossomed is a more elegant way, rather than sprouted. It's not like a weed or anything. Maybe it is. Let's go on quality. We don't need to be preserving our money because we don't even have an army raised. We are absolutely minted. I know I say it a lot, but right now we really are. We have more than $1,000. So let's actually spend that money, because I've been getting really sloppy with spending my money lately in CK3. I keep seeming to let it build up like this. Let's get the hill forts, and I think we shall also upgrade Salisbury. I wasn't going to do it last night because it's so expensive and it's not even like a primary title of mine. It's a little bit further away. But we have so much money that we just might as well. Same for building the hill forts here in Wales. We're going to give it away one day, but for now we still hold it. Depends on where your commander is. The game supports up to 16 planets, and you might have no idea where your opponent is. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Like, I imagine late game, imagine like a very even game where each player has like 8 planets. That sounds, well, at the same time, very tedious to try and win the game, but also very fun because there's so many layers at once there. No, with Planetary Annihilation, it's always kill the enemy commander, but it can be took. Oh, yeah, I remember you, because you start with, like, one, like, boss robot type guy, don't you? The commander, I guess, is called. I remember that now. Okay, so that is fairly simple, at least. But like you say, you just have to find him, and sometimes that could be difficult. The renowned inventor Effa has sought me out with a very odd petition, carrying a pair of wings made from wood and silk. Long have humans lusted to soar through the heavens, she says, and I have made calculations. I will prove that we can. Allow me to jump from the tallest tower of your castle, my lord, and I shall serve you faithfully afterwards. Unfortunately, my daughter Papaya has learned of this, and is begging me to let her see the aged scholar take flight. This is a fun event, because it is literally just a person wanting to jump off your tallest tower and try and fly. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does work. It depends how good of an inventor they are. Very well, I will allow it. Apparently they have a 60% chance of doing it, and by watching it, Papaya then has a 20% chance of becoming brave. We could try and do it ourselves. This is the best chance I've seen at this event in quite a long time, actually. 70% chance we would be better at flying than her. However, there is a 29% chance we'd fall. We wouldn't die, at least. We'd get wounded, and we'd disappoint Papaya. 50% chance we'd also get the nickname the Flightless. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna jump off a tower and fly. 70% chance. Saw the world from above. Pretty good one. You soared like an eagle. You gained saw the world from above for 30 years. You gained the nickname the Flying, and Papaya was very pleased with us. Well, where's our nickname then? I guess our name is already too long, so we just got cooked out of a really cool and unique nickname. That is genuinely really disappointing. What the hell? We're meant to be called King X Sanguine Hand, the Flying. But because our name is so goddamn long, I guess it just can't squeeze it in anywhere. Killing your commander, or at least keeping it moving, can be very important. Oh no, hiding your commander, or at least keeping it moving, can be very important. Because if you play against people who are very good at the game, much better than me, they can kill your commander extremely quickly without you being able to do anything about it if they know reliably where it is. I can imagine that, yeah. Because there's probably going to be only so many different ways and places that your starting commander can spawn, so I guess they just have to rush that location. And at that point, it's probably not even a matter of a lucky guess, it's just... Well, I guess there is some guesswork to it, but probably still also a fair bit of accurate prediction. We have an insane Anglo-Saxon in our prison here. I don't know what we can do with her. She's been in our prison for 15 years. She isn't really good for much. We could maybe just... Even if we killed her, we'd get a mental breakdown, so we won't do that. We're trying to be a bit dreadful here. 33 dread is our natural baseline. So we can't really just let her go, because then we'd lose dread. Suppose we can just convert her and tell her to leave. Yeah, just convert her. Why not? For the sake of emptying the dungeon, she can leave. After 15 years, not even sure why she's in there. She's finally allowed to go. That's most of her life as well, 15 years. So she was in our prison from, like, the age of 9? I guess? Yeah, that's 9, isn't it? 9 plus 15 is... Alright, that's it. Planetary annihilation time for me, so less chat activity for me for a bit. That's fair enough. Still nice that you're going to have me in the background. Assuming you are. You wouldn't betray me like that, would you, bro? Nah, I'm just kidding. You can do what you want. But we are going to spend some more money because I've still got shitloads built up here. Your culture has discovered the Onager. That doesn't matter because the Onager is from the tribal era. And we jumped all the way over that, skipped ahead and got mangonels, which are the better version, so nothing new to gain from that. I did just think of something to spend money on though, but what was it? Oh yeah, the cities. I was going to check the cities again. Let's do this. This one's already fully upgraded. What about the church here in Barnstaple? Fully upgraded. Damn. Of course I do. Thank you, Brett. Your loyalty will be rewarded one day. Perhaps with the Planetary Annihilation stream. Maybe it could be a multiplayer stream and you can kick my ass live on Twitch. That could be a reward. Unlikely, though. I know for absolutely ages, Hoy continuously asked me if we could play multiplayer Hearts of Iron 4, but I just never accepted it. I just didn't want to do it because I knew I was already bad at Hearts of Iron 4, so it would basically just be me from the start knowing I was going to lose, playing it all out, and then eventually losing. Though I will surely see many battlefields before I meet my maker, my library holds tales of war from 100 lifetimes. I have recently acquired a tome on the Great Battle of Tor, as well as a time-worn scroll written in some ancient language. Who knows what forgotten secrets it holds? I always translate because... I don't know. Apparently there is a chance to fail, but I swear I have never failed this chance. And it is pretty good if you succeed. So yeah, we'll try and translate the old scroll. It's not even really on in the background, it's just the monitor to the right of the game. I forget that other people have dual monitors or even triple monitor setups. It's been so long since I've had a dual monitor setup now that I'm so used to having a single one again. It would be nice to eventually get a second monitor again, though. It's just a matter of having money and space for it, because I would want the same monitor I have now twice over, so it would fit nice and neatly. And, well, it'd look good, because they'd match. However, if it was that same monitor, I think I'd be pressed for space on my desk. I'd probably have to rearrange some stuff. Even with the help of a dusty glossary, the scroll is reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, the most incredible story unfolds before me. By blocking the narrow coastal pass at Thermopylae, the massively outnumbered Greek troops held off the Persian army for 7 days. During the last day, when King Leonidas was outflanked, he dismissed the bulk of his army and guarded their retreat in a glorious last stand. The heroism of his troops is a testament to the power of a patriotic army defending its native lands. We're going to study the battle because that's what we're currently focusing on in the lifestyle. So, yeah, we have studied the Battle of Thermopylae, which is pretty nice. 1 martial, 1 learning, and some little bonuses here. That's quite a cool event, really. It's easy to dismiss when you've had it so many times, but... Oh! I was wondering why we couldn't click betrothed, we couldn't send the betrothal before. This is for us, because our wife died. So we're betrothed to Asta Arnfast's daughter Borg. But we can't actually do the betrothal because she is currently in prison. And the annoying thing about that is, since she's not technically yet a part of our court, we can't pay the ransom, even though we're waiting to marry her. Apparently she's so far away as well. Apparently Gotland is out of our diplomatic range. Come on, we're only in the British Isles. It's hardly the other side of the planet. Gotland. That isn't really Gotland? Wait, is it Gotland? No, it's Upland, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know why I said Gotland. Easy mistake to make. But anyway, let's just turn our gaze back to England. We should try and conquer something today, rather than have it just be 2 hours of me talking and whatnot. I don't have any claims myself. My son only has claims on what I already have, plus Barcelona, because that's what his mum was the queen of, or Duchess of... well, she was our queen, but she came from Barcelona, so she brought her claims with her. One other thing I noticed as well when I was rewatching my VOD was how manic I am. Especially after like 4 hours when it's towards the end of the stream. I've just looked completely unhinged. I'm like talking really fast and half of it's just stumbling out my mouth, hardly intelligible. And I'm just like jitting around the map like this, like a madman. And at one point I noticed I was talking, and while I was talking really quickly, I was also just tracing the outline here of the borders in Ireland. I was just like, what the hell is wrong with me? I just looked so genuinely unhinged. I was like a madman. And I imagine that's just the entirety of my streams, because I notice I definitely talk a lot faster than I naturally speak when I'm streaming. I'm not sure why. I think it's maybe a feeling that I have to fill dead air or have a constant stream of speak for the stream. Oh, our betrothed has finally been released and we're now married, so that's good. Let's repair this artifact, the Prydain Chronicles. Fun fact, I have 7 display devices plugged into my PC in one way or another. Jeez. So I imagine you got a couple monitors, maybe a third monitor, but then what are all the others? Is it necessary? Why have you got so many? I hereby invite you to a feast. This is the Duke of Connacht. Sure thing. Actually, no, let's decline and lose some prestige. We are a little bit reclusive, so that helps. When I was adding new channel point rewards a few days ago, I did notice there was one which interested me, but I decided not to add it because I wasn't sure if it would actually damage my stream, really. Because basically, all it was you redeem the point, and the streamer then can't say anything for a minute or however long you set it. And I was thinking, I would like that, because that's just a chance for me to stop talking, collect my thoughts, and, you know, speak properly when the time is up. However, I'm also a small streamer, so if someone joins in that time where I'm not saying anything, they might just think I'm not saying anything at all for the stream full stop. They might not realise it's for the challenge. So I think I'd have to wait till I got a little bit bigger before I added something like that. In the past few days, neighbouring Duchess Clarissant, the Duchess of East Anglia, apparently in England, has been visiting my court on her way to some holy site or something. That's a little odd because I don't have any holy sites, and I guess the closest one to her would be Canterbury, which is the opposite way. Since her arrival, she has been outshining me with her generosity towards my own courtiers, who have all been lapping up her gold with no dignity. I cannot help but scoff when I see her surrounded by adoring courtiers for the umpteenth time. My courtiers. A purse for you, good Atarian, and some coins for you also, kind Roberts, and for you, sweet Splat the Rat, sweet honey cakes. I like that all three names here were names I've used. That's my brother, my son, and my courtier. Remember, riches are meant to be shared. I can be even more generous and we can try and outpay her. We can actually afford to do that. We have more than 220 gold here. Hello, Splat. How's it going? Glad to see you in chat again. Yeah, these guys would all really like that, of course, because I'm paying money out, and court grandeur would increase, which is a bit redundant because we're already at the max level. I should take advantage of her silly generosity so we can sort of trick her into paying us. I like this option because free money, and we'd actually have a decent chance at it right now. I believe Clarissant has overstayed her welcome. No, we don't do that. We don't care that much about prestige. Better her spending than me. That's a very neutral option, but we don't really gain out from that. At least nothing worthwhile. Oh no, Brat. Oh god, I forgot to look into that. Shit. Oh shit. Oh, all your messages again. Oh, right. Just so I don't forget again, I'm going to turn Moobot off. Wait, no, because Moobot has the commands and stuff. I'll turn the auto-moderating off. Apparently perfectly normal, except a little long message counts as spam. That's what happened before as well, isn't it? But when I was looking in the settings, I didn't see anything in the spam filter, which was just the length of the message. Let me have a look into this then. General settings. I can't remember where the spam settings were. I would think it's under moderation. Message filters. I think it's under message filters. Repeated messages, no. Number spam, no. Large texts, remove lengthy messages. Apparently that's already off, which is weird. General spam is on, so let's have a look in that. I guess it counts it as disruptive behaviour. You could try and break your message into separate messages if you want to type it out again. It's up to you, though. I won't blame you if you didn't want to type all that out again, though. I was explaining what 7 devices are plugged into my PC. Ah, okay. That's the whitelist. By announcing, no. Warning, timeout, settings. Here we go, this is probably it. Minimum characters in a message before filtering. Remove messages containing excessively repeated words and or characters. Remove messages containing long words. I'll disable both of them and might end up regretting it later. Remove messages spelled out with single characters. No, that's silly. I don't want to remove that. Well, I've disabled some stuff. I don't know if it would apply to the sort of message you just sent, but hopefully it does. I'm a little confused by that, though, because large texts, like, removing large text messages is not enabled, so that shouldn't have applied then. The only thing I have him moderating is general spam, which I thought was more obvious stuff. But hopefully I've fixed it now, I guess. Removal of very long words is just racism against Germans. That is true. Hang on, bear with me a second. I just need to take my nasal spray. My nose is a little bit blocked here. I'm back. Not that you needed to know it, but I take a nasal spray like 2 times a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, to keep my nose from like blocking. And it is a miracle cure, it does help me out, and I forgot to take it, so hopefully my nose should clear up in a minute. I have everything disabled for chat. I don't care what they say. If I deem it to be bad, then I time them out, and if they carry on, we'll ban them. I don't think I'm confident enough to be that open with it. I'm just going to pick a choice for this as well. I've had it on long enough. We're just going to try and take the money. Yeah, we got 75 gold. Good. Yeah, I don't think I'm confident enough to just fully disable all the moderation. I have Twitch's built-in auto mod on as well. I think that does some work. And then Moobot, I guess, just picks up a little bit of extra slack. One thing which I did like the look of is that it removes fake users, so you know accounts created specifically to troll and spam. Where, say, like, someone sets it up to create, like, 10, 20 different accounts at once and they all say the same message. So ideally it would prevent that. Who am I if I can't talk about the... Hang on, I'll have a go at reading this. I can't read it on my phone screen, it's too small. We got a horse. I should have read that event, sorry. That's what people are here for, I think. Right, let me try and read this long-ass word, which may or may not be real. Oh god. I can, like, break it up and read it into its individual components, but I won't be able to say it, like, fluidly as one single word. Rindfleischetikeiterung über Wachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. And what does that mean? Rindfleisch, isn't that a, like, type of meat? And then Uber means over, I think. And you say that twice. And then judging by the last component, which the gazettes, it's past tense. What does that mean, Brett? Enlighten us. I hope I didn't just say something terribly offensive. Not only is it real, but it was invented and subsequently officially used by the German government, the longest word in German that applies to. Wow. But what does it mean? Any more buildings to be done? I think not. How about in the church? No. The city? No. The other city? No. Running out of stuff to spend money on. Don't have to go on a hunt. At least we can clear some of the stress we have. I can already feel my nose clearing up. Sorry if you heard my sniffling then. Probably a bit disgusting. It means beef labeling surveillance task transfer law. Well, I was right about the meat. But okay. My son Roberts went on ahead of the group chasing a stag. I follow close behind and I find him standing above a commoner, tugging an arrow out of the poor man's chest. As soon as he sees me, he hides the arrow behind his back. It was the stag, Dad, I swear. Soon enough, the rest of the party will catch up and demand an explanation. I hate this event. This is a very annoying event. It's where your son and heir, or well, just your heir, becomes a murderer. We're going to gain stress from a lot of options here unless we expose his crime and everyone knows him as a murderer, in which case he would have like -15 opinion with everyone. Or we could try and cover it up, which our chances wouldn't be too great. We could try and do the thing what Isaac was suggesting last night, where I actually tell my wife to help out. +2 intrigue isn't great. The other one is diplomacy. +7. 73%, that is a lot better. I think we're gonna try it. Roberts fought valiantly to save him, I saw it. Everyone believes me. Beautiful. That was a pretty helpful tip. I'll definitely try and remember to do that more often now, because that was actually good. That added like 20-something% to the chance of succeeding. The hunt is drawing to end. Yeah, we read that before a million times. It's the same every time, pretty much. Changes the animal, I think, and sometimes it includes other stuff, but it's more or less the same. We can get more gold off the Papal Sugar Daddy. 635. It just gets higher and higher. I've considered your plight. What plight? We are truly prospering right now. Right, let's look into doing a war against England, because I keep saying I'll do that and then I never actually do anything. Let's see if we can get any claimants on Kent, because that's a nice, decent-sized duchy which we could claim. This guy, the court physician, would not join our court, and I don't really want to spend money and work to sway him. There's plenty of other people. Bolt here, Inwarson. Minus 235. He is a knight, he is a relative, he'd be leaving his child, so definitely not willing to come. What about Svorad? Minus 70, that's a little bit too far, I think. Probably not going to be able to overcome that. Is this a woman? I don't think you can press women's claims, unfortunately. Any more men? Eldred? He could join. Oh, and he would join. Let's go Eldred Aberson on board. He's a decent enough character, I think, as well. He's got strong, he's a reaver. I was just going to say, he's probably going to end up becoming one of our knights. He's young as well, so you know what? We could cheese this a bit. We could arrange a marriage here. Try and find him... Ah, here we go, my niece. Pretty similar age. She has really good traits. If we tell them to get married, and we make it matrilineal, he has no reason to refuse that because, you know, he's not in the line of succession. Not really, I don't think, anyway. He doesn't have any land, so he doesn't care if his children belong to our family. Little does he know he is going to become landed because we're going to make him the Duke of Kent soon. And what that means is, when he eventually dies, and it passes on to his children, they will be a part of our family, not Wessex. I don't know how many people here even understand that, but still, I like to explain the process. Now let us take... That's not Wessex, Kent. This is Kent. Looks like we're going to get a fair bit extra as well, so not just Kent, but also the county of Essex, Oxfordshire, and is that Bedfordshire? No, Buckingham. Currently copying the DVDs for a 5-season TV show with 6 DVDs per season. Not a very exciting activity. No, I don't think it is it? I suppose it's gotta be done though. If you want to make sure you've got all these DVDs preserved and have your collection safe, it's probably going to be nice in future to have digital copies and not run the risk of losing the physical ones. Let's declare war on England. Right, I think our banner, yeah, it's an island still, so we'll move it here. And like we did last time we were at war with England, we shall just rush the capital. We'll raise our entire army as well. Do we want to rush the capital? We didn't actually do that last time. First we took Surrey, and that's what I meant to say. It's going to be a lot of casualties from attrition, so maybe we do just take Surrey first. It shouldn't take that long. Four months. That's not a problem. I don't know... Ah, so their army is coming up here, I guess. There they are. There's the full army. We easily outnumber them, and I have a feeling that we probably have better quality as well. They, I think, have better men-at-arms than us, but we have knights and traits and... Well, I'm a decent commander myself. Oh, you're kidding me. Another Northman conquest. Where do they keep coming from? And again, this isn't even like a real Viking. Sure, they're Norse, but they're Catholic. I think they're probably coming from Iceland, which is a part of France, funnily enough. This is like the last one for the top of Scotland, so we'll have to deal with that as soon as we've finished mopping up England. Timing couldn't be worse, but there's nothing I can do about it now. We just have to try and wrap this up as quick as possible, hop on over to the north and dispatch of the northern scum. There we go, the Northern Menace. We're not going to negotiate. I read this event last night, so I won't read it again. We'll banish these invaders as we've always done. Indeed. And we have as well, because we have successfully defeated, I think, 3 Northman conquests now. So this will mark the 4th. I think it's 3. We inherited 1. Actually, no, I think we inherited 2. Then we had another one last night from Maria, and then we have another one now from Maria. We won't go straight for London as well. After we take Surrey, we will turn back and kill the army. Just to cover ourselves in case they finish their siege, which they probably would do before we took London, because London takes a while to siege. There we go, foolish English, you can't take me on. I remember the day when my first child, Roberts, a beautiful boy, was born, my perceptive son. We got this event again. We've had this one a fair few times in this campaign as well. His wife is still severely beaten up. She does look a bit worse for wear here. I like the coat of arms, that's a pretty cool one. Because it like still forms like a checkered pattern in the middle because the corners are made from that. I don't know, it looks pretty cool, it fits really well. I will treasure the fort. Yeah, we're not giving him... actually, you know what? We could give him 110 gold. We do have the money. And it would get rid of more stress. Also increase our relationship. Yeah, sure what. We shall reward your loyalty and perception, Roberts. Give him 110 gold. And it's not like we won't be getting that back eventually anyway, because we will be playing as him at some point. Unless he dies prematurely. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Apparently, the young child that is the Emperor of Francia has lost a war? Bit of a voice crack then. He lost the Liberty War against Verona. So I guess that is... what's it called? Crown authority has been lowered in Francia, so that's good for us because that means the Emperor is weaker. Golden rays of the glorious sunshine sending down such a blood-red light. Now the animals slowly retreat to the shadows out of sight, and winds blow across the mountains, giving flight to the birds of prey in the distance. Machines come to transform Eden day by day. Okay. Hello, Hoy. How's it going? Are you doing alright? It's going to be a bit of a shorter one today, I reckon, like the title suggests. Just for the sake of me wanting my evening back for one night. I just want to play a few more games off stream for once. I haven't had a chance to really play anything today because I was watching another stream for most of the time after I first got up. Then I had like an hour, and then I had my dinner, and now I'm streaming this, so I just want a bit more time to myself today. You doing okay? That's good. Had a shit League of Legends game. Is not every League of Legends game shit, though. I'm under the impression that's one of those games, like Overwatch, where it is just generally an all-round toxic experience, win or lose. I won really hard, but my team did how to lose any percent speedrun. Fair. You can't even deny it. I think I tried League of Legends once a few years ago. A friend roped me into giving it a go, because at the time they were playing it a lot. I didn't think much of it. I enjoyed the character I was playing. I can't remember who it was, but then it like rolled around to the next week and I discovered that that character wasn't permanent because they let you trial characters, don't they? Like every week it's a different set of characters which are free to play, otherwise you have to pay for them. So when that week trickled over and I couldn't play the character I was enjoying anymore, I just, fuck it, I'm not going to play anymore. So I uninstalled. I seized the Hasteining Warhammer from the Siege of London. Alright, not really worth anything to me. Let us destroy the army. Are the Northmen here yet? Yeah, we have another Northman invasion, by the way, Hoy, and this one is a biggie by the looks of it. 10,000 men. I didn't actually realise that. But yeah, that's really annoying because the Vikings they shouldn't be a thing anymore. These guys aren't even a Satru. They are yeah, the Norse, but the Catholic. Go away. We don't want you invading our land. You have no right to be here. What do you remember of the character? I think it was a healer. I think she was blonde. I think she was like, a whole like aesthetic was like blonde and white and like golden. For some reason, the name Lux is coming to me, but I don't know if that is the name. If there's a character called Lux, then it's probably that one. Hail? No, that doesn't sound familiar. When I say I played it, I only played it for like 2 days. And when I say I enjoyed it, I only enjoyed it when we won. The rest of the time, it was just meh. I'm proud to see my daughter no longer as a child, but as an adult. For the longest time, I was hoping that good tutelage would be enough to teach Papaya the intricacies of any kind of scholarship. Papaya didn't do too well in education. Could have done worse, at least. Almost typed Klux, but that's a box I don't want to unravel. Yeah, not that. Hopefully this war with England doesn't take much longer. Because we really need to get a wrap on the Northmen. They have free reign at the moment. Might be prudent to call in some allies as well, actually. Because we are going to be evenly matched, so it will be a bit dangerous to just fight them on our own. Especially after we've just, like, fought a few battles down here. What are we doing here? I can declare war on Sweden, apparently, for someone's claims on a duchy. Bit random. Not what I wanted to do. We want to call in... Now, let's just call in Leon. That should do. He looks a bit rough. But yeah, 8,000 men for the Northman Army Conquest. Get in here. Give us a hand. Use Corn. Oh, we did change the kingdom name as well, by the way, Hoy. Changed it from Brittany to Cornwall because I like being the king of Cornwall better. Leon has joined our war now, which is brilliant. Jarl Roggenwalder can pay more taxes to us. Sure thing, that is this guy. I don't mind that. What is he paying now? Oh, just high. I thought we'd had that event before and it was extortionate now, but high is fine. We could fund an inspiration here. We have plenty of money, so we might as well just see what we get. Could randomly end up decent. We're not even on the save money right now, and we're only losing 15 a month. I swear at one point we were losing like 20. And we haven't got any less men by any mean. Looks not a healer, but a support mage which can shield. Okay. I've never really been big on MOBAs, to be honest. It's just not a genre for me. I tried getting into Dota 2 a few months ago, and I played that a little bit, but even that I just got bored of it. It doesn't really do anything for me. And I'm not good at them, which is probably why it doesn't do anything for me. It has not escaped my notice that my niece Oncanedel Merch Isud is a very good looking woman. My niece, the way she smiles and nods in acknowledgement never fails to make my heart flutter. My married niece, are these normal feelings to have towards a niece? We actually get stressed out if we don't pursue these incestuous feelings, which is a little bit disgusting. She is my niece. Get a grip, exsanguine hand. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I'm taking the stress. It's just too weird. Especially when it's done through events like that, and it's like a whole event chain of actually like falling in love and actually doing the deed. It's just, ugh, too weird. Though I hate her guts for being way too easy to play. That's probably why I enjoyed it, because it's easy to play. But yeah, I have tried a few MOBAs. I've tried League of Legends, I've tried Dota 2, I tried Heroes of the Storm. I don't think I've ever tried Smite, or is it Smite or Might? I can't remember. That's like a bit of a different one though, because that's like a third-person type MOBA, isn't it? Not a top-down one. Bit non-traditional. My lord, look at that thread. I have never seen such fine quality before. My beneficiary, Bolt here, breaks away from our market procession to accost the merchant selling the coveted item, ecstatic over his find. With this, my project would reach new heights. I could create something truly marvellous. Please, my king, bestow this gift upon me. Yeah, sure, we have the money. Why not? We could have just stolen it, told our guards to seize the merchant's stall or whatever, and that would have given us tyranny, but we have the money, so we might as well just pay for it fair and square. I'm sitting around the map table with Duke Condaloo and Duke Cormac discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Condaloo eagerly points out this is just the offensive versus defensive thing, and since we're good at martial, we can employ both, so we'll do that. Smite, yeah. The only reason I know Smite is because it's a high-res game. Is that the company? I don't know that name. I just know the game from osmosis. I've like seen a couple of people play it. But Dota 2 is definitely the one I've given most of a chance to play. But even then, like I say, I just stopped playing it. It didn't interest me enough. We have to re-siege London, which will only take a month and a bit, because it's already been sieged and unsieged once before. Prince Alfmar and Jarl Roggenwald are among the most powerful vassals in my realm. Yep, that is true. I never know how to keep them happy, so they don't go around stirring up trouble. Well, we already have Prince Alfmar sorted, because we have a strong hook on him, so he's never really going to cause any trouble for us again, as long as we have that. We're blackmailing him because we know he murdered someone. Who did he murder? Is it in this list? Yeah, this one. Reeve Bergflad, a random mayor. But that gives us a strong hook, so whatever. Anyone would be pleased to have something made in their name, wouldn't they? And I have just the right thing in the making. I should let my beneficiary Bolt here know that I am dedicating his masterpiece to my trustworthy vassals and advisors. Then again, it is my artifact, so maybe I should just... We could go for prestige, piety, or opinion with the vassals. I don't think we need opinion with the vassals. We're alright as we are. We don't need prestige, so we'll just go for the piety. Dedications are overrated anyway. This is true. Kill them. I don't think I will be killing them. There's no reason to kill them. Especially the Duke of Wessex, because he's in our pocket right now. I'd rather have a vassal with a strong hook, even one that hates us, than a vassal without a hook. Yep, we'll go for that next perk. We'll do this betrothal between my daughter Papaya and Prince Rudiger of Great Moravia. Sure. This war is nearly done, thank God, and then we can finally focus on the Northmen. There we go. So this will give us all of Ken and then some, apparently. Yeah, beautiful. To a miserable king exsanguine hand, tales of your misdeeds are told from island to cafe. You're a much greater foe than I imagined. So be it. There we go, we now have the entire southern coast of England. Beautiful. We've got a bit of a funky looking Duke of Kent here though, which I'm not too pleased about. Oh god, this is some dirty vassal management we're gonna have to do here. I see straight away one fairly simple thing we can do. We can take this, like, count, the Count of Gwent, because that is just a single count here, as far as I can tell. He'll do it because he realises that's not his de jure vassal. Oh, we need to get our asses up to the north as well now. So we'll just... Yeah, we can sail, because we can afford to embark. Why not? We'll change his contract as well in a minute, possibly. We could save that hook to revoke another vassal if need be. Yeah, we could revoke the Earl of Buckingham. That's also not a de jure vassal. We are going to take some tyranny hits by doing this, but I think it'll be worth it, honestly. Because he is a bit of a... Well, he's not powerful at the moment, but if we let it settle and let him reassert control, he will end up being quite a powerful vassal. So we might as well weaken him now and then just cheer everyone else up as a result. Yeah, let's transfer Gwent to his rightful lord, which is the Duke of Dehabarth here. He now appreciates us for that. You can see there, if the game will let me move on. There we go, 40 opinion just from giving him a vassal, so he's clearly cheered up from the tyranny we've just earned. Any reason to continue a war after 100%? Yeah, there's a couple of reasons. Off the top of my head, the ones I can think of are if you're in the middle of a siege already, say you hit 100% and you're halfway through a siege, I always just try and finish the siege anyway because you get a little bit of loot when you finish a siege. So it ends up giving you a bit extra money, assuming the siege isn't that far away. To game ruin them, yeah, that is another option if you like keep them at war, like completely shatter their armies, leave their country half occupied. That's definitely going to damage and weaken them in the long run. You can also do it to start sieging their vassals. So even though England's vassals weren't in that war directly, since they are part of England, it's all fair game. So if we didn't like the Duke of Mercia, we could just decide to go over there and siege all his lands, like kidnap his family in a siege, do all that stuff. Yeah, there's a few reasons why you might want to continue it, but I think those are probably the most obvious ones. This one's going to be a bit harder to sort out because Brycheiniog belongs to the Earl of Sussex here. And that's going to be awkward because we can't just retract this vassal like the others, because unlike the others, this one is his de jure vassal because the capital is based here in Kent. So we might have to just let this one slide, or maybe even just hope our vassals like muscle it out and sort it out themselves. He could probably do a de jure war on Kent within our borders to try and take Brycheiniog himself. That'd probably be the best outcome. Not sure if they can actually do that though, because we have high crown authority right now. Yeah, vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they have a hook on their liege. So none of our vassals can actually declare war on each other right now, so that isn't an option. We could fix that. We could give him sanctioned war declaration rights, and then he could probably press his claims as he pleases. One of which is on Brycheiniog. I've never actually done this before, but I think that could be a good idea. That saves us having to worry about neater vassal management because he can just do it himself. And in return, we can actually up his taxes because then it's considered a fair trade-off. We let him declare war. We let him declare war. He pays us more taxes. Simple as. I'm gonna do it. Because he probably is going to declare war on Kent. Kent has half the manpower. And he does have claims. As well as an alliance, so that'll be pretty easy. Then there is Essex here. Yeah, that is not a de jure vassal as well, so we will revoke that one. And again, it is not de jure, so he realises that 100%. You can see that here is not a de jure vassal plus 25 to the reasoning to accept. And if he refuses, it's counted as treason, so yeah, he will accept that. We of course had a mental breakdown because we are just, so we don't like revoking these vassals without another valid reason. Guilt and shame have been plaguing me as of late. All my sins, my flaws, my failings. These dark thoughts distract me from my responsibilities and keep me awake at night. These are bad options. We could just, like, double down here, take some more stress, and try and get rid of it later using a feast, or a... In fact, yeah, we could use a feast. The only reason we can't do that now is because we're leading an army, so if we remove myself, and then 22, so we'll be over it by 46, so we need to get rid of 46 or more stress. We'd lose 54, yeah, this is a valid option then. Double down, go to the feast, and then we'll just have to put someone else in charge of this for now. By the time we get up there, the feast might actually be over anyway. There we go. Oh, I didn't even consider the fact that after we revoked this vassal, we'd just get stress again. But at least we've weakened the Duke of Kent here. He no longer has these other vassals, and is a lot smaller and more contained within his de jure borders. Meanwhile, these guys, for the time being, can be our vassals, because we don't control either of these two duchies, so they might as well just belong to us. We do get this, though. Levies and tax are reduced as we're not the rightful liege, because, like I say, we don't have the duchies, but it's not zero. It is something. You can actually see here if I find them in the list. I think Buckingham is one, right? So I'm looking... there we go, Buckingham. So even though we do have the penalty here because we're not the rightful liege, we are still getting something. She pays us 0.2 gold and 114 levies, which is still fine. In fact, that's more than... I was going to say more than Kent, but Kent is also not a rightful liege thing, so... Still, it's fine. It's better than nothing. My beneficiary wants more money to make his tapestry with. We can still afford to splash out some money, so I'm going to do it. I want to get a good artifact from this. Overcome with drunkenness and lust, my daughter-in-law Adelheid and I find ourselves alone. Why does the game want me to... Oh, it's not incest. She isn't my relative. She is my son's wife, though. We find ourselves alone. Her arms around me, her lips against my neck. We quench the fires burning in our chests and our loins. Her husband must not be allowed to know, and that is without mentioning my own wife. Do we want to cook our son and heir? It's not great. I wouldn't recommend doing this. It'd probably be a chance to lose more stress, though, if we have a lover, because we get some lover events. Blue off Steam is a very good modifier. It's only for 5 years, but it's a medium health boost and 1 diplomacy. So this could just be a one-off thing. I'd also be happy to do that, in fact. I think I'd rather do that than just have her as a lover, because then we would risk upsetting our son and wife. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. A little one-off occasion, blew off some steam. Hopefully she doesn't end up pregnant. That would cause a whole new can of worms. Or open a new can of worms, I guess would be better phrasing. I did everything I could, ensuring that Ban Momers, Kness, and Queen Asta would be as far from each other as possible. It was not enough, and now they have come to blows in the middle of my feast. One of my guards is close to the brawl, and looks to me for the order to intervene. So this is our wife and our vassal. I mean, we probably want to side with our wife, right? Yeah, let's just throw Kness out or restrain her. Now we have nearly 100 opinion with our wife, which is good. Maybe that'll make up for the fact that we just cheated on her if she ever finds that out. These Northmen are scary. Let's not land directly on top of them. Let's land in the Bishopric of Keith, because then if they try and attack us, they have to cross a river. Well, with everyone headed home and with bellies full of exotic delicacies, I'm proud to say that the feast was a success. I have my wife Asta to thank for much of its success. I feel nothing but gratitude as she sees the last few guests off. Until next time. And we gain the Eager Reveler trait, which is good, because that means we'll lose more stress, I think. Oh, I was mistaken. We don't lose any more stress. We have more diplomacy, though, which is decent. We don't want to hold court. We shall resume command of the army, though. That will be good. We can't just go, you know, head on here, charging in, guns blazing to try and kill the army, but I would really like to. We're just going to have to wait. Gonna wait for our allies to join in, maybe even wait to lose the recently disembarked penalty, because that's also pretty deadly. It'd be a shame to cancel this, because currently we've saved up 19% bonus in knight effectiveness, men-at-arms damage, and toughness. However, we are going to end up going into debt next month. If we change to the money-saving option, it would probably only buy us 1 extra month, so probably not really that worth it anyway. I just noticed we can also proselytize, so yeah, let's convert the heathens in Ulster. I wonder what these guys are going to do. They're clearly reacting now that my army's landed. Like, these guys are trying to get onto the other side. I'm going to move... Oh, tiger. This isn't a forest. Tiger, does that have any defender advantage +4? Combat width 80%. I don't really know how that would affect the battle if it took place here. But we can certainly try and make use of a defender advantage. In fact, they're currently sieging a castle in the mountains. Oh no, those aren't mountains, they're just hills. So if we attacked them here, we would actually get the defender advantage of +5 because we still control the castle. Ergo, we are the defender still. It would be a bit of a risky maneuver, but it might actually be worth it. It'd also stop them from finishing their siege in Ross. I'm gonna do it. Either they're going to cancel that siege, in which case that's a semi-win because we're buying more time. Or they don't cancel it and we shatter this army, which is also a win. Hoi 4 by Blood Alone already released. Yeah, so it came out earlier, didn't it? I didn't get the last Hoi 4 DLC, so I'm already behind. Ah, they cancelled the siege. This could be a close battle. It's probably going to be a very good job we have allies here. Oh no, this is actually going quite well. Quite one-sided, even. They have more men-at-arms. Better ones as well, I think, because they have Huskarls. We're the better commander, though. Oh, we won. We didn't I'm gonna say snack wipe them then. We didn't stack wipe them, unfortunately, so the war isn't over. We do still have to kill them wherever they're going. I forgot to change Kent's contract as well, so we'll use that hook now. We got a hook on him because we pressed his claim to get Kent, so he owes us that. I mean, no step back is on sale. 15 euros. Nah, I'm not spending that. I don't play enough Hoi 4 at the moment. I can't justify spending it, so like half-assedly like that. I've been way too busy to even find that out. You do seem a lot busier lately, Hoi. Leon is chasing most of them. Oh, there they... Yeah, that's most of them. 4,000 there, so we won't bother with that army. Let's follow our allies here. We're in debt. Not what we can really do about that, and it doesn't matter anyway. We won that major decisive battle already. Inspiration for the tapestry. My Weaver Bolt here updates me on his progress, droning on about the limits of thread and loom as my mind reels with bold ideas for my tapestry. Weaving may not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can't have a say in how my money is spent. 69% chance of higher quality. I like the look of that. It is only slightly higher versus the just higher of 57% here. Both give stress, which isn't great either. Yeah, last few days. Yeah, I'm not really interested in getting the new Hoi 4 DLC. Not only because I'm already behind and I aren't playing much Hoi 4 as is, but also it just the DLC doesn't interest me enough content-wise. Sure, it's neat, but the stuff it adds doesn't really interest me enough to get back into it and give it a go. Oh, we can actually change our wife to help the outcomes here, like Isaac said before, so Stewardship Challenge, we'll do that. Because I do want to get the higher one rather than just slightly higher. 66% chance, I'm feeling better about that, let's try it. Oh, I don't think anything happened, I think we got the neutral outcome. So we still took stress, but at least it didn't lower the quality. We shall unsiege what they've occupied here, and I think our allies will then hunt the army down and finish them off. I think we'd get 100% war score if we just stack wiped the army, because they're not landed. That's all their realm is worth, just that army. However, I'll leave that to my allies to figure out. We failed to sway the Duke of Brittany. We failed it twice now, I noticed before. 26%, still a ways to go. We'll end up chasing this army after we finish sieging here. Shouldn't be a problem. There we go. I imagine they're going to go down here, because that's a fair distance away. In here, my lord, my beneficiary Bolt here gestures to the door of his weavery, where he has been toiling for months on my commission. Stepping through the doorway, I gasp as I gaze upon the work hanging in front of me. A large fustian tapestry of excellent craftsmanship. The cloth depicts serene scenes of everyday life in the fields throughout the year. Some folk sow a field, others plough, and others reap the harvest. This is lovely. What does it do? It's pretty mediocre, plus 4% money from powerful vassal councillors. It's not even every vassal, not even every powerful vassal, only the powerful vassals that we have on our council pay us 4% more money. And then a bit of court grandeur. Yeah, pretty crap. Could have been better, but yeah, actually I'm a bit disappointed that wasn't better, because we did end up investing a fair bit of money into that. We're currently using our Danelaw war banner here, because we were no longer dealing with the short range penalty we had, so there's no point keeping this one hung up. We could do the tyranny loss one here, because I think we currently have a bit of tyranny built up. Since we did all that vassal retracting, let me just check. Tyrant -12, yeah, that could be a good idea then. Let's swap this out. We're going to lose a knight, but that's fine, it's only one knight. Which one is it? No, is it girders? Yeah, tyranny loss plus 8%. We'll just hang that bad boy up then. Let's see where this army's going. Oh, they're going up there. The Outer Hebrides, I see. No matter, we'll probably end up fighting over the Strait, which isn't great, but we outnumber them by quite a bit, so... Wait, what? Where'd the actual main army, the one with the fleur-de-lis, go? It just turned into this army. What? Am I imagining things or something? But... Wait, he's landed now? How the hell has this happened? He's now in control of the East Riding in Yorkshire. The Northman army, the actual title has become landed because... What the fuck? Granted. What? I don't understand. Let me check the history of... So the guy that declared war on us in the first place, Harry, he was declaring war on us to get some land of his own because he didn't have any. And then I guess his heir, Jarl Tyke, was already landed. So when he died, and the title of the Northman army passed on to his heir, it passed on to the heir that was already landed. And I guess he was a vassal in a realm that... Yeah, he was under Jorvik, which is a ducal tier realm. So when he inherited the ducal tier Northman army title, he gained independence. I think that's got to be what happened. Which is a little bit weird. But we actually have somewhere we could siege now, so let's go for his capital, I guess. Gonna have to go now. One day I will witness the end of one of these streams, I'm sure. I'm sure of it too, bro. Thank you for joining for the first hour and 20 minutes, though. It was much appreciated. It was nice to have you from the very start as well. Like I said, you were very prompt to joining this one. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening or night, whatever, bro. And I'll see you when I see you, I guess. It won't be tomorrow, because there won't be a stream tomorrow, but maybe the day after that. But yeah. See you whenever, bro. We have a granddaughter, which means I can finally repay the thing which I said last night. I said I would put someone in the game. Ah, yes. A very elegant name for my beautiful little granddaughter here shall be Mr. Poop One. Wait. I feel like I've typed this out already. Did I already, like, add him to the game? Mr. Poop. Can't believe I'm typing this. All. Yeah. I have a niece called Mr. Poop One already. I'm not putting you in the game again so soon. You'll have to wait your turn. Instead, we shall put someone else in. Don't. It ends at midnight. Nah, especially today it isn't. Today is a short one. It's probably going to end in like 40 minutes because I only planned on playing for a couple of hours today. The only reason it'd go on longer is if I got really into it, or if I ended up getting a raid or I had a ton of viewers, because then I would feel bad ending too soon. But what name do we use here? It has just been... Could have Godslayer, I think. Or did we already re-add a Godslayer character? I just pressed X. What does... Oh, X does the speed. Whoops. I went to press C. Let's see. Can't remember if I added a new Godslayer character. Godislava. Oh, it looks like the other Godslayer character died anyway. Hoi. I could add you. Do you want to be my granddaughter, Hoi? Can do it. No. Oh. Add me again. I'm trying to think of a way we can settle this dispute. I don't have any... And now let it be Godslayer. Oh, you're very honourable, Hoi. You can have the next one if you remind me. Just like spam the chat as soon as I have like a event like this pop up on the screen and I'll add you, Hoi. Godslayer Turret, you are now my granddaughter. Congrats, you're back in the game. It looks like your older character died as well, the captain of the mercenary company, which is a shame, because they didn't come up when I just searched it. Oh no, Godslayer Turret is suffering from a sickly disposition. You're sickly already. You have been born very unhealthy. Oh, my son! Hoi! Your time, it's already here. Hoi, you are actually my son. Oh, you're a giant as well. You got the giant trait. This is amazing. Oh, I'm going to be so proud of you, Hoi. I suppose I did say you can spam the chat. There we go. Yeah, Prince Hoi Blobvis. So we've got Hoi, who has been born a giant, and then we also have Godslayer, who was born quick of mind, but also sickly. Let's go, Dutch trait. Nice. But I am so glad that we're seeing the giant trait more often, because we did pick it as the dynasty legacy. Oh, the army's here now. We might as well fight it, because we're on our way. We're going to get a river crossing penalty here, so let's just go there first instead, and at least we don't deal with that. Oh, that's very sly. Now they're making us fight in Lindisfarne. Why are we going to lose? Because my army is starving and in debt. Ah, that'll do it. Still, I'm confident in our abilities here. We outnumber them. We have decent quality. It says we'll probably lose, but I feel like we'll do fine. See, even the game's changed its mind. Even the game says we'll probably win that. Oh, that's because not the entire army is here. Well, at least we're picking some of them off now. Oh, that was another thing as well. Realm will lose land when vassal dies. Who is that? Huh. Oh, I think we remember seeing this before, and I said I didn't mind because in Exclave. And that is true, I still don't mind. It's only one county as well. It's just Worcestershire. I don't mind if we lose that. But we might not even end up losing it. The heir, which it would fall to, might end up dying first, in which case I think it'd probably stay in our realm. Here we go, let's win this battle quick. Yeah, that's one-sided from the start. The Battle of Haddington. We can ask our Head of Faith for gold. Yes, please. 700 gold we're getting now. And we're no longer in debt, which is brilliant. The war's still not over, so we go back to our original plan of sieging down their capital, which shouldn't even exist. Oh, my ally has decided to learn the Brythonic language. That's a nice sentiment. Yeah, we're now friends. You, Another example of the localization being incorrect here. We're friends because he learned my language, not the other way around, as the game is suggesting here. We can declare war on the Emperor of Francia for a couple of different reasons, apparently. Oh, of course, our heir has a claim on Barcelona from his mum. We're not really interested in that. Thank you for the follow, Edargo Hilario. I could have sworn you already followed me before already. At the very least, you've already been in the game, but I'll add you again. Just because it's been a while since your first character, so... Yeah, as soon as we get the opportunity to rename a new character, you'll be in first. But yeah, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, even if I thought you already did. Another one for the shield wall? Yeah. Also, it's probably really subtle, but I renamed the subscription names to be more in line with that. So before they were using Roman military ranks like Centurion and what other ones there are. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Instead, I changed them to be more Viking ones, so we have... I think the most common one, just the £5 subscription, whatever, that's Shield Brother, I think. And then there's Jarl, and then there's King, but I wouldn't ever expect anyone to get those, because it's pretty pointless. And then I still need to change the channel points, because that is the last, like, Roman-looking thing I have. I've got... Oh, yeah, I've also got the graphics which are below my channel, like the About Me section. I made all those, like, broken, rough-looking, wooden plank-looking things. That's a bit more Viking-y. So the Denarii is just the last trace of the Roman aesthetic I've got, I guess. What is the highest tier? How many months? No, I'm not talking about how many months. I'm talking about different tiers of subscription. So you can either pay like a £5 for a subscription. You can pay a tenner, or is it 15 quid? I can't remember. Or you can pay 25. And those are what I'm talking about when I say I don't know why you'd bother. I've still got the old sub badges, the ones which say like 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, whatever. I haven't touched them. Because I do still actually like those. I especially like the 1 month one. I think that's actually the best looking one, funnily enough. It looks a bit like a round shield, you know, like made out of wooden planks with like an iron bit in the middle. Well, I think I said in the Discord, if I do change them, it'll just be to sort of remaster them, because they are a little bit crusty around the edges, I will admit. We won this war. That's interesting. So for once, we are actually going to get some reparations here. Even though he's losing 500, at least we're still getting something. So there we go. We also have the reprieve from Viking attacks here. Yep, so that's another 10 years, I think. Yeah, 1040. Oh no, it's 5 years. Damn. Let's fund another inspiration, just because we have the money, we might as well. And I'm going to fill some more court positions, because I feel like we're doing really well right now, we can afford it. Food taster, sure, why not? Master of the Horse, we should have had that one anyway, because that's a genuinely good one. Master of the Hunt, let's give it to the guy with -5 opinion. Royal Architect, let's give it to you at the top. High Almoner, let's give it to my sister. Cupbearer, let's give it to my niece. Not gonna pay for a Jester. Court Poet, can even get a Poet, which is nice. Musician, we can get a musician. He wouldn't be very good at the job. We can give it to our brother. He doesn't actually know any songs, but we can make him the court musician. Bodyguards, sure, why not? My nephew, cool. Personal champion, yep, my brother, why not? Court artificer. This is just people that you've funded inspiration for in the past before, and it gives them a chance to have a second inspiration, but it's not guaranteed. It is a very... Like, this one really is just a cash burner, really, because it's not guaranteed that you'll even get use out of it. That said, I think, yeah, I'll actually not pay for one, because it is expensive, and we did just appoint a lot of people, so we don't make as much money now. It is lower because we are recovering our men-at-arms, so it will jump up again at some point, but still, it'll be lower than before. Ugh. How many, what the fuck is happening in Northern Ireland? I'll take a look in a second. Also, has the Wales person already taken the Irish land? The Wales person already taken the Irish land? Not sure what you mean, Hoy. Why would you honour that lummox Atarian with a position at court and not me? My nephew Isaac is livid. Apparently he had been certain that the honour would befall him. Come off it, Isaac. Wells person or... Oh, the one which I gave the rights to... Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he has, no. Yeah, it still belongs to Kent, and Kent does only have 1,000 men, so I don't know why they haven't done it. We could actually do... I think there's a thing somewhere here. Ah, I guess not. I thought... Oh, here it is. Convince de jure territory. I don't really know what that does. I guess it still doesn't do what I was thinking it did. I thought maybe we'd send our steward to convince de jure territory here, and it would eventually convince Kent to hand it over, but the fact it's greyed out and says they're an a valid target says to me that that isn't an option. And what is happening in Northern Ireland? Just a revolt by the looks of things. Probably oh, it's not a Liberty War, it is for Earl Eachad's claim on Ulster. This won't make a difference to me, it's just going to change who is the Duke of Ulster. So it looks like this guy is about to become new Duke. Oh, that is a bit of a pain. He actually has a hook on me as well. This is... I think he has a hook because I demanded he convert. And I said, sure, you'll get a hook on me, but I don't care because you're not even my direct vassal, so what are you going to use it on anyway? But it looks like now he's actually worming his way up to be my direct vassal. So he might end up demanding a seat on the council, which would be annoying. Maybe I could try and make him surrender. No. I could make her surrender. Yeah, demand surrender, but I can't tell him to, which is a bit weird. I'm gonna go, I don't know for how long. Again, okay. Depending on how long it is, I might not actually be streaming when you get back. I know I've said this before, but this time I mean it, because I'm probably only gonna go for another 25 minutes now. So if I don't see you when you get back, Hoy, thanks for coming today, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget there isn't gonna be a stream tomorrow, because I'm having dinner with my dad. 30 minutes max. Okay, so you might just, yeah, even if it says the max, you might still just catch the very end of the stream. Hopefully that's the case, then we'll say bye-bye again. But on the off chance I don't, bye-bye. I can hear my beneficiary Stephanie muttering to herself from across the hall. I need something great, something epic to make my creation stand out from the uninspired masses. But what? Just what? When her spirited eyes meet mine, she breaks out into a huge smile and waves to me. My lord, what an amazing idea. Just perfect. What do you think of adding your family's motto to your commission? Yes, of course, because free renown. Sure, any day. Yeah, otherwise have a nice stream and have a nice day, mech. Thank you, Hoy, I'm sure we will. We don't want to hold court. We can ask for money again from the Pope. This feels like a monthly occurrence now. We're just constantly getting money. And we don't even need it. We were already rich and he still gave us the money, which is a bit odd because normally the Pope doesn't do that. Normally when you're already rich, that's a big enough modifier for him to say no, you're not having more money. But I guess he doesn't care. Let's build some hill farms in the new castle we built here in Oakhampton. We upgraded the castle in Salisbury, but I guess we can't upgrade anything else. How is our cultural acceptance looking? The Irish is looking good at 78%. Norse is 53, which is also decent. Welsh has also reached 100, like Breton, so... Oh, Breton's fallen a bit, but it's still nearly 100. Welsh, Breton and Cornish, we're all cultural brothers here. Which is pretty nice to have. By God, man, leave me alone. Peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Stephanie yelling as she storms into the courtyard. Bolt here quickly follows, but stops when he sees me. My liege, please talk some sense into Stephanie. I'm trying to help her since I have some experience that may improve her work. Bolt here is the guy that actually made the tapestry for us before. And she is also making a tapestry for us now, so that is true. He does have experience. He didn't make anything good, though. So... slightly higher and slightly higher. It's not really good either way. If I increase my learning through my wife, that might be okay, though. 48% chance. It didn't make a difference, did it? Oh, it made a 3% difference. That's still not great. I'm not going to risk the lower quality then. I'm just going to order belt here to leave Stephanie alone. Do we want to have a jab at Jorvik? Because we have a truce with England, but Jorvik is open game. For some reason, Jorvik is allied to the Frankish Empire. They do have half the men they had before. That's really good. They had 20,000 men before. Now they only have 11,000. I guess that's a combination of the Emperor now being a child and him also losing to that Liberty War from before, which will have reduced his levy size. It also looks like he's lost control of a lot of vassals in Italy now. Looks like the Frankish Empire isn't faring too well then. It's starting to fall apart a bit. It's definitely coming weak at the seams. We can imprison Stephanie. We won't want to do that because she's actually making something for us right now, so we'll just pardon her. All she did was sleep around. She's alright. This guy wants to pay a ransom for this other guy. Whatever. I guess, yeah, we did pick up a couple of prisoners from the last Northman invasion. Just a few commanders here and there, which we will steal. A Princess of England here. I think we must have captured her in a siege, maybe? Like when we sieged London, because this is the king's sister. I'm surprised we can't ransom her for anything. Oh, the king's in debt, that's why. So hopefully when he gets like 50 gold, which I'm guessing is what she's worth, we'll just ransom her. Same for his wife, which might be 100 gold, so we're sitting on a fair bit of money between these two here. Let's just hope they don't die while they're in prison. They're only in house arrest, which doesn't have any health modifiers. They're just basically locked in a nice, comfortable room all day. Heinrich we've just tried to hire, and then Stephen is a decent physician. I say decent is okay, like entry-level physician. Could execute him and get some control in all our counties. I don't think that's necessary though, we already like fully control them. Yeah, 100, 100, 100. Yeah, we're alright for that, so there's no point there. We've got 1,200 gold. We are doing really well. Constantly running out of stuff to spend it on. Can I make a duchy? No, because I don't control enough of... Oh, I had a look at how you pronounce this, by the way. Let me see if I can try and remember how it was pronounced. Splat did jape me yesterday. I did pronounce it wrong. I think he told me it's pronounced Vish or something. But a quick look online at multiple places seemed to suggest that this place would be pronounced Huiche or Huiche, something like that. So that's a bit like an Italian double C. Then that is exactly as it's written, so a Hua. And then you just pronounce the E at the end, so Huiche, Huiche. Bit of a weird one. We can't form either of these, though. We don't control enough of them. We could commission an artifact just for the sake of spending more money. We don't actually have a crown yet, so let's make a crown. That could be fun. Let's also seclude ourselves because we need to lose more stress. Could go on a pilgrimage, actually. A very low chance of getting stress loss events here, but we have the money, so it would at least give us a ton of piety. Might as well give it a go. We could go for the very longest one here. It costs 822 gold, but we can still easily afford it. So yeah, let's go all the way to Jerusalem. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of God. I will be gone for a long time, and I can only pray the Lord watches over my realm as well. It is time to depart. This might be the first time I've done a pilgrimage on stream, actually. I don't take that option as much as I probably should. But when you do pick the longest option, like I just did to go all the way to Jerusalem, it can end up being pretty decent, honestly. Because you get a lot of piety from it, and then you get a couple of events in between. For every week that passes, my fellowship grows even smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need to return home overtakes them. Others have met with less fortunate ends. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. That fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this can be. So we can hire some local guards to replace the bodyguards that have abandoned us. It's an expensive option, but it gives good prowess and levy size. Or we can just try and take some more piety. Monthly piety plus 5%, get a bit of diplomacy, lose a bit of intrigue because you're trusting some random foreigners. I've said 1,000,000 times, and I'll probably say it 1,000,000 times more, I don't really care for intrigue, whereas diplomacy definitely has its uses. Diplomacy per level of devotion would give us... I think we're at the 3rd, so that'd give us 3 diplomacy for 10 years. Plus, we don't have to spend any money this way, so I'm going to do that one. All I need is the protection of God. Each day is passing by, we get closer and closer to Jerusalem. I think it technically actually says we're already there. Yeah, there it is. The pilgrimage is actually set to Jerusalem. But judging by the events, it's more likely we're like halfway there. I'm plodding along in this lengthy procession towards Jerusalem and thinking of the comforts I left behind in Launceston when I hear my name shouted from the rear. My friend Arnfast. Oh, this is the Swede, which... yeah, our ally that then bonded with us afterwards. I like this guy, he's a nice guy. My friend Arnfast dashes up to me and exclaims, King Exsanguine Hand, what luck that we journey toward the very same holy site. Would you care for some company on this long and lonely path to Jerusalem? I think we would. My ear is always open to a friend. That's nice. One of our mates has ended up doing the same journey. Good coincidence. Living on a prayer. Well, wait, is it halfway there? Yeah, it's halfway there. I almost said we're almost there. That is a budget version of Bon Jovi. Yeah, living on prayer. My friend Arnfast, plagued by his affliction, struggles to keep up with us on our pilgrimage, so I walk alongside him and keep him company. A wandering priest has been travelling with us for a time and notices Arnfast's struggle. We've got a fair few people with us then. It's nice. You poor soul, a child of God should not toil so on his way to Jerusalem, he says. Perhaps Jesus might grant me the power to cure you of your affliction. Would you permit me to try? He is infirm. The event music's just suddenly picked up. Not sure why. Yeah, this is a pretty rough trait, actually. So if he lost that, it'd be pretty good. And he is our ally, so him doing good is us doing good, basically. It's a very rough and roundabout conclusion, but not entirely wrong. My friend turns to me, seeking my guidance. What do you think, Exsanguine Hand? 40% chance that he loses it and we witness a miracle, which would be good. This man is not worthy of our trust. Suffered a botched miracle wouldn't be good for him. And it is more likely that we get that. Well, he gets that. On the plus side, if it does go wrong, we don't get anything. Compared to the witnessing a miracle we do get if it succeeds. I'm feeling lucky. Oh no, Duke Arnfast again suffered a botched miracle. Shit. It's all our fault. The vassal, which was like in our pocket because we had a strong hook on him, he has died. Drank himself to death, apparently, at age 69. What a time to go. So now we need new Chancellor. Let us appoint the Duke of Northumbria at the very top of the list here. An angry vassal that would benefit from being given a job, and also a decent Chancellor anyway, so yeah, win-win. $60 isn't bad to die. It wasn't 60, it was 69. So yeah, that is pretty decent. I am finally here, body and soul, at the great church of Jerusalem. As the bishop offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that has that had to happen for God to bring me here at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. We gain pilgriming. Pilgriming. Really? Pilgriming? How did I read it like that? Buttload of piety, and then because our faith has armoured pilgrimages, we gain for 10 years this bonus as well. I have walked the holy path. Yes, I have. Time to go home. Duke Roggenwald has abandoned his Norse culture. I suspected this might happen one day. In fact, I actually thought the Norse and Irish would hybridize into something new. But no, Roggenwalder has decided to abandon his Norse culture and embrace Irish traditions. That's good for us because we have a far better cultural acceptance with the Irish than we do the Norse, so we gained a better opinion with him and I guess all his family now because they're all going to be Irish from this point on. Fine by me. Can get a new perk. Sorted. Absolute control, that is a good one because now everywhere where we had 100 control is now absolute instead, which is just a better version. So more money, more men. All round better. My journey has been a long one, but I have finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the priests and bishops treat me. Pardon me. I have undergone the journey of a holy man, and they insist it has changed something about me, whether I can see it myself or not. It is good to be home. There we go, home sweet home. I didn't pay attention to how long it took, but there was a few times where it was a big gap between events, so I imagine that took like a full year or something to complete. But we now have Pilgrim as well, which is a decent enough trait, especially for fellow Catholics, because +5 opinion with all Catholics now. My vassal Mama I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm just going to say Tad. It costs me, well met liege, I've heard tell of your patronage of Alfrith the Metalsmith. They say she is forging a crown worthy of a king. Please, take this and give it to her. I wouldn't want to miss the chance to aid in the creation of a masterpiece. How generous. So this guy's just paying a donation towards our crown being made. These are some interesting new animations. I've not seen this animation before. Like, just crying. Am I alright? He's like, God, he's really not happy, is he? And he's just there with a goblet, drinking, feeling awkward. I think these must have been added in the most recent DLC, because I haven't seen them before, and I remember skim reading somewhere that a load of new animations were added, so yeah, I guess this is a new one. I'm on my way to the church one morning when I run into Roberts, who is carrying a small bag. Glancing around, he conspiratorially opens it, revealing all sorts of food and drinks. It's such a beautiful day. Come join me outside for a morning picnic, he says. As I start to protesting that I'm on my way to church, Roberts interrupts me. God will still be there later, but these pomegranate cakes won't. So I'm crying over that? God is more important than breakfast. We really don't need any more piety. We already gained loads from the pilgrimage. The true sin would be letting this opportunity pass. You gain lovely picnic. We do need the stress loss, and it would also be nice to become friends with our son and heir. So yeah, let's go for a picnic. That's fine. I like our son and heir's facial hair. He's got a nice curly mustache going on. You chose to spend time with Roberts over your religious duties. And that is the basis of our friendship, apparently. Stephanie, my weaver, sits glaring over her repast at Athelfrith, a co-contender for my patronage. Yeah, we are currently funding 2 inspirations at once right now. These 2 girls, ladies, women, whatever you want to call them. Your work is valuable to me, Stephanie. I will match your funding. I think this is probably the best option because then your other artifact can also get a higher quality thing. And we can easily afford it, so yeah, we'll just do that. We'll match the funding. I still see all the good times I've shared with Arnfast. Now as I step into the dimly lit room and see his weak body laying on the bed, almost motionless, I know with certainty that those days won't come back, and I feel a pang of deep sadness. He hears me walking in and seems to get agitated, so I hurry by his side. It's me, your dear exsanguine hand. I'm here. Oh, this is sad. So our friend and ally Arnfast, the jolly fat man who joined us on a pilgrimage, he is dying. He's at the end of his life. We've come to see him off in his bedchambers. I'll stay by your side. I can't see you like this, forgive me. Oh, we can't leave him. I'll stay by your side, old friend. Create Excalibur. If I could create an Excalibur, I imagine it'd end up being better than all the phony ones which are just lying around. Can lawfully imprison Duke Kinger. 48% chance because he is excommunicated, which is a crime, of course. A crime which we will forgive. We don't care about that. You can have a pardon. He's already had 100 opinion, but now he has an even stronger 100 opinion, I guess. We've still got loads of money, even after throwing away absolute bucket loads on the pilgrimage. Blessings upon you and your house. I have been a good vassal to you, but surely you understand that I have subjects of my own too. I had a feeling this would be the guy in Ulster, so yeah, he won his civil war, he's become the Duke, he was the guy that had a hook on us, and it looks like he's spending it now. My current contract is very restrictive, surely you would see the wisdom in making it more lenient, and besides, you do owe me. So he's now... we can no longer revoke his title or any of his successors. We'll have to undo that. That's a very annoying one. So we can't revoke his title. And yeah, we can't modify the contract until he dies now. And he's only 19, so we're going to have that for a very long time. We'd best make sure that he's friends with us then. Because as long as he's friends with us, we won't have to revoke his title. He had a cruel upbringing. This character has been raised with distrust and cruelty. Opinion of parents minus 100. Gee, I've not seen this modifier before. I wonder how that happened. He just had a bad upbringing then. I wonder if his parents beat him. Does the real Excalibur even exist? I don't think so, Hoy. My friend Robert stops me in the hall with a beaming smile. Ah, there you are, exsanguine hand. I've just spoken to Athelfrith. I heard she is forging a crown for you. I couldn't resist a visit to her shop. I talked to her about how to meet your expectations. I think you will like the results. Oh, thanks, Robert. The artifact produced might be of a slightly lower quality. Good job, son, heir, and friend of mine. You've ruined my crown. Amazing. We do actually need a decent sword, because the one we're using at the moment is okay. Keep clicking the wrong thing. It's okay, yeah, plus 5 prowess and enemy fatal casualties, but you can get far better than that, so maybe we will have to look into getting a better sword at some point. Should have fucked his wife, we did. Were you not there before, Hoy? We actually did fuck his wife. She isn't beat up now, by the way. Oh, no, she is. She's only wounded, though not severely wounded, but we did actually do the dirty with his wife. More. It was a one-time thing, Hoy. We were just blowing off steam. We were stressed out, okay? We don't talk about it. He doesn't know, my wife doesn't know, and we'll leave it that way. We got a new tapestry. Plus, ooh, 0.12 renown. That's nice. Vassal opinion +1. Amazing. But I do like the renown. Are we still considered a tyrant? Plus, -4. It's not that bad anymore. So you know what? I'm actually going to swap out our current tapestry. Because I like renown. It was a blue, wasn't it? Yeah, Cornish tapestry. A large satin tapestry of masterful craftsmanship. The cloth depicts a rich banquet at the court of King Exsanguine Hand. Notable guests sit at the rich table spread while entertainers play music and dance. That actually looks more like a real-life tapestry, which I looked at uni at one point. Let me get a closer look at that. Yeah, that looks like... Let me just Google it and make sure I've got the right thing in mind so I don't make a fool of myself here. Yeah, that is the Girona tapestry, which is basically a tapestry detailing like the creation of the earth and man. It is actually that. Exactly, pretty much. Like, I think, anyway. If I share my screen and I just tab out, look, here. Because it's got the circle thing, it's got like Jesus or... I think it's Jesus in the middle. Wait, is this... Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Or at least it's a very similar or inspired design that's basically the same thing. The Tapestry of Creation, also known as the Girona Tapestry. Yeah, that's just a fun little thing. A little bit of a fact there for you. It does look the same. Maybe it's not the same, actually, because Jesus isn't in the middle there. But I think it must be inspired by it, because these actual tapestry graphics definitely aren't representative of the description. It is a few, like, set ones which are randomly picked. But yeah, I'd say that graphic which they've made is inspired by the Girona one, because it's got the same, like, wagon wheel sort of shape going. Courtiers gained a trait. Our courtiers have now got level 2 version of the trait, because we've got such high court grandeur, whatever it's called, which gives +2 stewardship, so that's nice. I think our heir should have got that. Yeah, our heir now has that, and that's not going to go anywhere. He will keep that for the rest of his life, so that's handy. It'll definitely be useful when he's actually king, because I just noticed his stats are actually pretty fucking terrible. 4, 5, 6, 10, 9. I had no idea our heir was that bad. For some reason I had it in my mind that he was a good character. What about Hoy? Hoy is still very young, only 1 year old, but he does have the giant trait, which is already a win in my books. I'm not willing to go so far as to make Hoy our heir, though, because he's only 1 year old, so that would be very risky, to say the least. Princess Papaya is actually better than both of you, but she's already married off and it's not matrilineal, so that would be even more dangerous. Might have to just play it out as Roberts. Lately I can't help but notice the gaggles of giggling maidens and usually austere warriors gathering in dark alcoves to listen, enraptured to a book. Today I have finally cornered Bolt here, the guy that made us a tapestry, with the book in his hands. It is clearly a licentious text, filled to the brim with sensuous temptations, earthly seductions, and supple bosoms. It's this event again. Culture comes in any form, let them read. Because we have such a high learning skill, we can have a very elitist view of this. Yeah, it may be smut, but it's still culture. So, yeah, gain 6 court grandeur, 10 opinion with every unchaste courtier and guest, and we gain lifestyle experience. So yes, culture comes in any form. They shall be allowed to read the pornography in my court. Lately, my efforts to impress have fallen flat. My friendship with Bolt here is still standing on shaky ground. Adelheid still rejects me. It's a mess. However, I've got a brilliant idea. I'll have my beneficiary, Athelfrith, add a dedication. No, we won't. Oh, wait, we haven't read this one. Add a dedication to the masterpiece she is making. The flattered dedicatee will be deeply touched by my generosity and munificence and will have no choice but to like me more. A chance to become our friend or become lovers. Oh no, we don't want to become lovers with our daughter-in-law here, our son and heir's wife. It was a one-time thing, like I told Hoy. Make me a knight. You're only 1 year old, Hoy. We can't make you a knight. Though I can force you to serve as a knight later on, though I don't think that'll be necessary, because by being a giant you have +6 prowess anyway, so you're already better than a lot of people. We could become friends with Bolt here of Norfolk, who's just hanging around our court, I guess, because he made us that tapestry. I mean, the third option doesn't do anything, so we might as well pick one of these. I'm just going to become friends with Bolt here. Duke Iffel has converted from Welsh to Cornish. That's an interesting choice. I guess he did that because we converted his capital ages ago. So, yeah. He's now Cornish, which that's fine by me, because then we won't have any opinion penalty whatsoever. I know Welsh made it to 100% acceptance, so we don't have opinion penalties with them, but on the off chance that happens to dip at some point, at least it won't affect this guy now. Can we build anything interesting anywhere? We can upgrade these guild halls. Might as well. Nothing else we can build though. I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. It's the birthday event. What could that be at this hour? Happy birthday. I cannot believe that Asta went to all this trouble. Asta? Asta? Oh, it's my wife. Went to all the trouble of arranging this in secret. I had not a clue such a thoughtful surprise was being planned at all. My friend Roberts approaches me, struggling to carry 3 beautifully wrapped packages. I just noticed as well, Anfast, we saw him in his bedchambers at the edge of his life here, about to die, but he has actually made it to our birthday party, so that is a nice surprise. Yeah, Roberts is giving us the gifts this time, our son and heir. Should we go for big, medium, or small? It'd be nice if we could get the ring, which I've seen a couple of times from this, because that's a good ring. I think it's like plus 5% renown. I don't think it actually matters which size you pick, it's just a potluck. Because the biggest one can still have a small gift inside, and the smallest one can still be an amazing gift. I think the medium-sized one will be perfect. Gain 30 opinion of every friend, same as every option. We do have a fair few friends, actually, so that's interesting. Yeah, we have 3 friends here. Arnfast, Bolt here, and our son. Medium. You have become the owner of King Exsanguine Hand's Herbularium. This is a very good book. Yeah, we will definitely be putting this on display, I think. I say this is a very good book because it gives health. So I say anything that gives health is automatically very good. Plus 1 learning, small health boost, prestige, and learning lifestyle experience. Just the health alone is enough to convince me that I want to swap out Cornish court politics. It's better anyway because you get just as much prestige. So... Wait, did I swap it? Yeah, King Exsanguine Hand's Herbularium. A monumental herbularium, maybe that's how you pronounce it? With detailed drawings of each plant and descriptions of its medical properties. The cover is wood that has been painted to display a repeating image of geometric shapes. Would have probably been more fitting if the cover was painted to have like a floral pattern or something, but I guess the game just picked geometric shapes at random. I'm gonna go again, but now for a bit. No worries, Hoy, because I'm going to end the stream now anyway, so I might as well end it now that you're going. Yeah, because I saw we hit the 2-hour mark a few minutes ago, but I was reading events, so I kept on going. But I do want the rest of my evening, especially while it's still early, so I will be ending the stream early today. Right now, even. It was a good one, though. Short, but still a fun stream. And it was nice to see people in chat as usual. Bye, Mech. Have a nice night. Thanks, Hoy, you too. I was glad to see you in chat again, as usual. And thank you for turning up earlier, Brat, as well. It was nice to chat with you for the first half of the stream about various things, namely Planetary Annihilation. And thank you as well, Godslayer, for turning up. It's always nice to see you in chat. But yeah, that'll be it from me. Oh, thanks as well, Edargar Hilario, for the follow. Much appreciated, as usual. Let's turn off the desktop audio. There was still the sound of waves from CK3 then. Yeah, that's it from me. So, there won't be a stream tomorrow, just another reminder. I'm going out for dinner with my dad, so having a night off tomorrow from streaming. Therefore, the next stream will probably be on Thursday night, the night after tomorrow. But yeah, that's it from me for now. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye for now.